Welcome to the Structural Analysis 2, Lecture 6. In this lecture, we have problem number 3 related to a semicircular arch when a UDL is applied on it. When we read the question, a semicircular arch of radius r is subjected to a uniformly distributed load of W per unit length over the entire span. Assuming EI, what is EI? EI is nothing but it is the flexural rigidity. Assuming EI to be constant, determine the horizontal thrust. So when we see the arch here, we have joint view. So when we see the arch here, we have a support at A, that is hinge support, and this is crown, and this is hinge B. So this is a semicircular arch. This is a semicircular arch as shown in the question. So we have the distance from A to the center as r, that is radius, and from center to B we have r, that is also radius. So the total length from A to B of, that is the total length of the arch, is 2r. So the angle between the center and a point P here, which we consider as a coordinate, is theta, and if you take a small angle, that is d theta, and the distance is ds. Fine. Using this ds and d theta, if we integrate, we will be getting the horizontal thrust. So in two hinged arches, every problem consists of horizontal thrust finding only. That analysis of two hinged arches is made only finding the horizontal thrust. As you know, this is a UDL of W per unit length. So the total load can be written as W into 2 times R, that is 2R W. The total load 2R W is assumed to be at this point, at center point exactly. So coming to here, so that W into 2R will be the total load, and if it is, as it is acting at center, divided by 2 gives the reaction at each support, that is VA and VB. So the reactions at VA and VB will be WR. The next thing we have to find is X. So how we have to find X? This X is nothing but R into 1 minus sin theta, that is already discussed in the previous videos. And we have y is equal to r cos theta from trigonometrical rules. X and y are from trigonometrical basic fundamentals. And if you consider ds, what is ds? That is equal to r into d theta. This is from the arc of a circle. R into d theta gives the ds distance. Next we have m is equal to w into rx minus wx square by 2. So m at point P is equal to w into r into this distance x minus another load will be acting at this point, that is w into x. It will act exactly at x by 2 distance. For that we have written wr into x and minus wx square into x by 2, that is wx square by 2. Here if we substitute x as r into 1 minus sin theta and also x here as 1 minus sin theta, this will be the thing. Next wr square into 1 minus sin theta. So if you take wr square as common, we get like this 1 minus sin theta and this is the case. By solving we will get, and next continuation, WR square by 2 1 minus sin theta into 2 into 1 minus sin theta. By solving we will get basics of trigonometry is most important in finding the arches, and if we solve, the next step will be like this. After that, upon simplification we get 1 minus sin square theta, and we know 1 minus sin square theta as cos square theta. So the final numerator movement will be WR square by 2 into cos square theta. Keep it aside. Next we know that the horizontal thrust is given by integral of my ds by integral of y square ds as shown here. So first let us find the numerator, that is integral of my ds. Numerator we have integral of my ds, that is 2 times, that is 0 to pi by 2, integral of 2 times 0 to pi by 2, that is if we explain here, we have this is the distance 0 to pi by 2 and pi by 2 to here we get again pi. So instead of finding 0 to pi by 2 and pi by 2 to pi, if we do the integration for 0 to pi by 2 twice, that is twice, we will get the numerator for entire arch, right? If we do m we have WR square by 2 cos square by 2 cos square theta already discussed, and y is given as r cos theta, and ds is already we have written as r into d theta. So upon simplification, WR power 4 integral 0 to pi by 2 cos cube theta into d theta will be the answer. So to solve it easily, we have to think that let I is equal to this cos cube theta d theta can be treated as I for simplification. So I is equal to cos cube theta d theta, and I 1 minus sin square theta. So cos square theta is nothing but 1 minus sin square theta into cos theta, that is cos cube theta. So 1 minus sin square theta we are assuming, let t is equal to sin theta, then dt will be cos theta d theta. I will be substituting in the place of sin theta t. Here we get, after the integration, 1 minus t square d theta, t minus t cube by 3. Okay, these are the simple steps which every student can do. In the place of t, I am substituting sin theta. We get sin theta minus sin cube theta by 3. So here don't get confused, it is sin cube theta, it is not sin theta cube. Please make a note here, this is very important. So upon numerator calculations, we get this first step and another step, and finally 2 by 3 WR power 4. Unless you have paper and pen with you, this is not easy to solve. And denominator y square under root 2 times, this is equal to actually, this is 2 times 0 to pi by 2, r, y is nothing but r cos theta. Y we have written as r cos theta, r cos theta, that is r square cos square theta, and ds we have r d theta. Upon simple overall calculation we get pi r cube by 2. For the calculation of denominator, please have a look on the previous videos so that you can get. So these are the standard values when we are going to solve for a circular or semicircular arches. The denominator will be r square cos square theta, and the final will be pi r cube by 2, irrespective of lengths, irrespective of the loads, right? So if we simplify, h is equal to 2 by 3 WR power 4 by pi r cube by 2, h is equal to 4 by 3 WR by pi. So remember, if you compare this with simply supported load which is acting at the middle for a semicircular arch, it is WR by pi. So if it is UDL, it is 4 by 3 times that of simply supported arches. So for reference, you can compare the semicircular arches when point load is applied and also UDL is applied. So that's all for this video. I am signing off. Thank you.